Kirk is on her way to get her.
There is a ton of red flags that just
The Epstein files of Epstein and his
Delusional, be delusional. Be so crazy.
On another episode where the is Britney Spears, good Lord, why didn't I analyze this video from the night of Britney's DUI arrest sooner? Because it is all sorts of up. I want you guys to do nothing other than focus on her shoes. Because I already reported on these shoes in this exact same video pose on an earlier post. Watch here how one shoe has a thin high heel, turns into a clanky heel. Look, okay, there's the thin shoe on her right with a thin high heel right there. Okay, look at the other one with a big, thick, chunky heel. So which one is it? Do we have a thin high heel or do we have a thick, chunky heel? We also have Return of the Blue-Eyed Girl. I like her. Let's see, where is she at? Oh, there she is. And they're back to brown. And they're blue. And they're brown. And they're blue. And they're brown. Watch Britney's sleeve here, how it goes from kind of snug and tight here to loose and ginormous, like somebody completely stretched it out within a couple seconds. Because this is a repeat outfit. This top has been worn before. I don't know what the here, but this is all sorts of fucked up, and I will show you where this outfit came from, but it's kind of snug there, and then it goes loose and looks like a bell. It's the same top from 2024 here, right here. I don't know what the did to it, whatever man put it on, stretched it out, but same bracelet, same top, same pink bikini underneath, and also the same shoes. And also, I'm pretty certain that the video in the background is on a loop. The dog moving is on a loop, and the fake fireplace is on a loop. I don't have time to sit here and analyze it any further, but I'm telling you it's on a loop. What is that little alien in her hands? She's also got pink veins running through her legs. I don't know if they got confused with the bathing suit string, but that's... Also, I just want to remind you guys, this is the exact same video from February 23rd. All they did was somehow incorporate some loose shirt and that she wore in 2024. Okay, yeah, it's Britney Spears.
So you're telling me they're not done leaving Britney alone? They're still doing the things to Britney or making it appear like Britney's still in our timelines? Like, what else explains the moving heel from flat to skinny? What? Did anyone else see that? And all the other things that she pointed out. Like, what explain? Welcome back, Goons. You're watching Explore the Weird. Hey, how's it going? My algorithm be wildin'. Got some more strange, weird For You page content. Let's get right into it.
Yeah, let's go to the mountain.
Kirk is on her way to get her hands on a fresh batch of young people. And I know how that sounds, but stay with me because what she's actually doing might be even worse. There is an institution, a very specific type of institution that has spent decades carefully deciding which minds it wants to shape and which voices it wants behind a microphone. And after watching Erica Kirk spend months clawing her way into relevance on the back of her dead husband, they looked at everything. The head caressing of JD Vance, the sparkly pantsuits, the pyrotechnics, they looked at it all and everything she is and decided she was exactly what they were looking for. And they're handing her a room full of young people. And I'm not going to tell you where yet because first you need to know what this woman has actually been hiding. Because when you find out, the fact that any institution would point at her and want her in a room full of young people starts to make a very specific kind of sense. And it's not a good one. The media has been so wrapped up in the grief narrative and the media blitz that we skipped right past the obvious thing, which is who was this woman before any of this happened? And the answer is... honestly, nobody you would have fucking heard of. She won Miss Arizona in 2012, which is fine, good for her, whatever, except she's still talking about it 14 years later. Between that and Charlie's death, her life is a lot to try and follow. She was modeling, she was running a casting agency, she was living in Romania, doing evangelical ministry work with orphans.
I believe that we all have angels in our lives, and these are my little angels from Antonio Placement Center in Constanța, Romania.
She was trying to get onto reality TV. She was trying really hard. She was running a clothing company. She was living in multiple countries across multiple years. And at the same time, while doing all these other things, she was going to multiple colleges. We'll come back to that, okay? Now, when Erica didn't just inherit his company within 7 days. She inherited his audience and social channels too. And that audience was not exactly thrilled about it, because the same people that she and Charlie spent years telling to forget the career and focus on being a vessel for birthing, and that all that really matters in your life is being a wife and a mother, those exact people turned around and said, okay, but like, why is this woman running a company then? Why is she on every TV network that will give her a microphone? Shouldn't you be home with your kids? We've never seen you at home with your kids this whole time. Isn't that kind of the opposite of everything you've been preaching?
Okay, you guys, there is a ton of red flags that just went off that I want you guys to be aware of. Check this out. Now, first, let's start with Homeland Security, in which the security lines at the airports are reaching up to 3 hours due to the lack of TSA. Now, this is due to the lack of funding that ended on February 13th after Congress couldn't reach a deal on the immigration enforcement reforms, which now leaves 50,000 TSA workers working without pay. But it also means a massive lapse in security itself, because Kansas City International Airport had a bomb threat where they had to evacuate tens of thousands of people, which is terrible timing because we're in the middle of a war right now, but also it's affecting the gas prices, because this is the current gas price in Los Angeles right now. Yes, that's over $8. And speaking of war, there is reports that Trump has sent doomsday nuclear planes to the Middle East, but that's just hearsay, right? Right? Actually, no. It's been confirmed that the U.S. deployed an E-6B Mercury Doomsday plane, which is a nuclear command aircraft for submarine comms and launch orders. Wait, launch orders? And it says it was deployed around the 4th or 5th of March, which means it's already over there. And this doesn't help either, where 2 senior Trump administration cabinet members are buying underground bunkers, and the owner of the bunker company said, one of them texted me yesterday asking me, when is my bunker ready? Bro, what? Now, this is the bunker manufacturer by the name of Ron Hubbard, which is kind of weird, like L. Ron Hubbard, but he says he's inundated with calls from politicians to billionaires. And all this doomsday talk is very interesting timing, only because everybody is looking forward to seeing this Marvel movie at the end of the year named Doomsday. Predictive programming strikes again. Make sure you guys grab my survival guide. Also hit up my YouTube, The Maverick Approach, and let me know what you guys think about all this down below.
So the Templar Order found 10 of these arks. There were probably hundreds of these arks all over the world, and we think they were probably put at these electromagnetic lines of force that go around the planet that are sometimes referred to as ley lines. The temples were built at these node points that charge from the ground, that could be harnessed and utilized by these arks, where it could be captured and stored. We could set this up today, literally provide free power to the planet.
Wait, free power to the planet? Isn't that one of the things Nikola Tesla was trying to do with the ether and stuff? And then we were going to harness it and everyone gets power. You get power. You get power. We were all going to be like Oprah. Sorry, the audience at least. Oprah's audience. Wait, never mind. I think Oprah's on the phone. No, sorry. That wasn't the takeaway there. All right, cool. I guess the Knights Templar knew the things. So now how many arcs do we have in our current timeline? 1, 10, 7? Are there any in Egypt? Do we just need to go underground? Oh, God. Okay. Yeah, I feel like a lot of things happening in the news, and Doomsday could be one of the things. But hey, I'm not here to fearmonger. Time will only tell. I hope I'm in the best timeline. Are you? And as far as Erica Kirk, I truly do not know what happens. But one thing I do know, R.I.P. Charlie, R.I.P. And it's also very fascinating in exactly how quickly, she just continues on everything's okay. And it's things are not okay. Just because you gain this audience doesn't mean you can just do the things that Charlie did and just... But then again, was she doing the things that Charlie did prior? It sounds like she wasn't. Did Charlie know the things? Does Charlie even... Say, these aren't the things.
Epstein files of Epstein in his younger days. We see depraved Epstein over here with disgusting hand gestures, and then his other hand behind him is reaching for the other guy's you know what. These are allegedly the same guys. Epstein is making the same disgusting hand gesture, by the way. Are they all birds of a feather? And look, he has the fisting thing going on. Do you recognize any of them? We have Epstein's era of wannabe rock star with the bad man perm, again with the bad man perm, and look who's taking the photo if you zoom in. I'm pretty sure this is Karina Shiliak, his girlfriend, who I've talked a ton about, and her little kitty cat, which is mentioned allegedly in my opinion. There's an email where she's like, I have to fly with the cat, but it's too long of a flight. Oh my God, Epstein, help me, blah, blah, blah. She's the girlfriend he got into dental school and then left his fortune to her. I've done a huge deep dive on her. It's pinned to my profile if you want to see it. He really was trying to be cool. He had her motorcycle. Was Karina admiring this photo? Karina Shiliak, his last girlfriend? Get this, Karina said that it would be inhumane to take her cats on a long flight and that she just can't torture them like that. Karina said that about her cats. Girl, you know dentists are mandated reporters to any kind of SA or any kind of torturing, right? But back to Epstein's young era, okay? I'm not trying to take away from the actual survivors and all the victims in the files. I just want to look at, like, who is this guy? Look at this photo where he's not even wearing a shirt. Granted, it looks like he's wearing a shirt because of all the hair he has. Is it just me, or was he just trying so hard all the time? As if the Epstein files weren't bad enough. I mean, what kind of vibe do you...
I'm going to be the only one that warns you about this. You didn't just outgrow the bad versions of yourself. Sometimes you will outgrow the versions you were proud of. The ones you used to admire. The versions of you that you swore were your peak. I used to think the strongest I ever was had happened years ago, back when I survived things I never spoke about. Back when I had nothing but fight in me. Back when I thought grit alone made me unstoppable. But that version of me wasn't my peak. He was just loud. He was just desperate. He was just swinging at everything because he didn't know how else to live. Now I'm learning something harder. Strength doesn't always roar. Sometimes it walks into a room quietly and says, I don't need to prove anything today. Growth isn't the fire anymore. Growth is the calm after. Growth is the version of me that doesn't chase chaos just to feel alive. The version of me that doesn't need to bleed to believe he's trying. The version of me that can sit in silence and not mistake that for failure. The wildest part is outgrowing your old strength feels a lot like losing it, until one day you look around and realize you're carrying things that would have crushed the past version of you. He walked so I could learn to rest without dying. He fought so I could learn to think. He survived so I could actually live. I honor him. I don't want to be him again. If you're here feeling like you lost something, like you're not as tough or wild or unbreakable as you used to be, hear me out. You didn't weaken. You evolved. You grew past the version of you who only knew how to fight. Now you're learning how to build. Built from damage. Built beyond who I thought I had to be.
Delusional, be delusional. Be so crazy to where people can't understand what is going on in your head. I don't care what anybody thinks. Listen to me. I'm so obsessed with what I'm doing right now. I'm so obsessed with the clothes and the practicing and the time and the commitment of putting energy and real emotion into the art of clothing. You feel what I'm saying? I told myself on that stage I want to be a fashion designer and have my own clothing brand.
I don't know what's going on with Cenat anymore, but he has been acting very bizarre for quite some time. And now he's talking about how he is pretty much never coming back to streaming. And he wants to focus on other things like this clothing brand and stuff. And let's not forget, he's going to be in this new scary movie, you know, so I guess he has really made it big, or maybe he has completely sold out. Maybe that's why Marlon Wayans was on one of his streams a while back, because maybe he was recruiting him, because this is what these people in Hollywood do all the time. They recruit new people and then they put them through a lot of wild stuff that I can't even discuss on here. but there is something weird going on with Kai, and one has to wonder if this is even the same person at all. What do you think? Wake up.
I mean, at this point, if you're in the mainstream media and like you look different, it's like I automatically assume that you've been replaced. Or like if you change your hair color, if you come out with a black eye, if you start covering eye randomly, you start saying random things that you normally wouldn't say, you've been replaced. Hey, it still takes one of us to react to figure out that you've been replaced. Come on now, you already know you were part of the. Sorry. Wait, is he doing the fisting thing that Epstein was? Never mind. That's not the takeaway here. Dude, when you first, like, I'm sorry, but, like, I know you say Kai Cenat, but, like, I'm, like, everything in the first, like, part of this clip was, like, diddler to me. Like, it literally gave me diddler vibes. Why is that? As far as this guy, hey, I always knew I had the best version of you. I'm so glad that you are not getting obsessed over your past self and what you used to be, and you're like, hey, I'm so glad this is me, and you continue to be the best goon. Hey, we need more goons just like you. Don't worry about the past versions. Worry about this new, now amazing version, the expert version. Tell me all the things. Hey, love this video. Like, I'm so confused. You know, even when she's like, hey, his other hand's reaching for this guy's, like, I'm like, I have no idea. I thought that was just the other guy, like, holding his thing. Like, sometimes men's hands just gravitate towards it. Sorry, that's not the takeaway, but, like, yeah, what was he, like, the fisting thing? Like, look, this is like icing it. Sorry, this isn't the takeaway either. So what was he, like, trying to do? Like, he was a bad boy? He was portraying to be a bad boy? He just, like, lived in these times and just did the things of the era? Like, is that what he did for all the eras? Are there pictures of him back in Andrew Jackson? Sorry, Andrew Jackson, what? Never mind. Yay, while I have you here, you miss me? Sorry, I know I haven't seen you live in a little while. I had the anniversary, so I couldn't go live over the weekend. But I know you missed me, so to make up for it, how about you interact with this video, and maybe I'll go live 2 times. Maybe. No promises. But like, seriously, we need to wake up some goons, so need those interactions. Now is the time. Have you done it? Have you interacted before the video even started because you're a true goon? Oh, you wait for me to tell you now? Are you going to do it now? Have you done it? Are you eating? Are you pooping? What are you doing? Just tell me the things. Interact. Just kidding. I love you. Thank you. Love you.
So Jelly Roll is back in the news. Nicole Arbor is coming with more receipts. This time, Bobby Altoff is involved. I had no clue. She did Bunny and Jelly Roll's podcast, right? They take her down. They're saying all this weird BDSMN, talking all this dirty stuff. Bobby, you can see, is visibly disturbed. And then Bunny says, oh, we're going to make her a Broadway girl tonight. They take her down to Trashville. Broadway is the street in Trashville. And then what happens? A few hours later, she comes out of the bar and has to be carried out of the bar. It looks like she was roofied. All right, and we've already talked to Nicole Arbor about these bars in Nashville allegedly having a problem with doing this to women. Then TMZ just happens to be there and catches the shot across the street. And then also, why are we seeing that Jelly Roll broke his collarbone all of a sudden, which Nicole Arbor said the dates do not match up with the dates that they are saying. You can look on the x-ray in the video and it says like December 15th, but they're saying it happened in like January, a month before the Grammys. In the Grammys, Jelly Roll is holding that Grammy no problem in his right arm or left arm, whichever one it is. He's raising them both, praising Jesus. Anybody knows with a collarbone injury, that does not happen. I have questions. Bobby Altoff, what happened to you? Because there is an epidemic happening in Trashville. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Secret Service Sam Out Samson for president of the world.
There were some experiments done by the CIA. They spent millions of dollars on this, and they found out that diaphragmatic breathing and also focusing on manifesting while listening to binaural beats created something called the hemisync. You can tap into your brain, heart, and your conscious mind, and you can get them in synchronicity. And they found out that doing that puts you in touch with the source, so much so that you can manifest almost any reality that you want. It's one of the most powerful things that
So remember when we were told that 2012 was the Mayan prophecy of the apocalypse, right? And then we found that that wasn't true. Well, that was all a misunderstanding because the Mayan never predicted the end of the world. They were saying it was an end of an era, an end of a cycle. The Maya view time as cyclical, not linear. They know that time moves in spirals, right? We have death, birth, rebirth, and it goes around over and over again. 2012 sparked a new era of consciousness. The Maya tracked time through their sacred calendars. They knew that each day has its own frequency and energy, just like a day does, so do certain years and epochs and eras. So why is it important to understand what era we're in? It's significant because we can understand what is going on in the world and why it is the way it is. Their calendar was so advanced that we can do that with an entire day, recognizing that each day holds a certain frequency. So today might carry the energy of ancestral wisdom, tomorrow transformation. Following may be the perfect day to start on a new creation. Every day is then understood as an opportunity or an invitation to tune in. The question then becomes, are we living in alignment with each day? Are we living in alignment with this new era? So no, the world didn't end, but the way we experience time should. We get to learn how to move with the rhythm of the cycles and dance with the energies of the Nawales. This is how we become co-creators of the new era.
Okay, I like the message, actually. I'm like, hey, yes, the Mayans did not just predict an end of the world date. They were, like, just using a calendar that it was based off of, and it's like, once that era ended, they expected a new calendar to be made, or someone to, like, gravitate towards a new way of keeping time. And I feel like that's the message, but, like, you know, then she threw in some other stuff in there, and I'm like, all right. I mean, very well could be, but yeah, definitely I'm the best version of myself in this timeline, and I definitely appreciate the Mayans. But I also know they didn't just become extinct and disappear, right? Like, they actually still practiced what they practiced around the areas. Like, some people, I've been to Chichen Itza, I've been to Mexico, and I will tell you, like, they still call themselves like Mayans or Mayan based. They still do some things that were passed down to them, you know, word of mouth type things. Yeah, it may not be documented. Yeah, it may not be the Mayan that we're not like seeing in the textbooks, but it's like, hey, they still consider some descendants of Mayans. Sorry, cool. I liked it. Billy Carson telling me the Billy Carson things. Good to know. Hey, we're all manifesting the best versions of ourselves. I feel like a lot of the videos today are telling us that. Isn't that great to know? And as far as Jelly Roll and Bunny and Bobby, isn't Bobby like who is worried about Bobby? You know, I have like zero respect for her, especially after what she did to her child and her husband or ex-husband. Yeah, she like missed her 1 year birthday so she could go do an interview for a podcast, and it's like, dude, has anyone even heard of Bobby's podcast? Are you watching this thing? It like ends up in like bed. Wait, is that the right Bobby? Yeah, she was like did a podcast in bed with Drake or something. Probably also slept. Sorry, allegedly. All right, cool. Or not cool, very bad. National, stop doing the things. We're gonna keep it going.
They want everybody to think that we're running out of water. Talk about how Mother Earth, she's full of plenty of clean drinking water.
There's a water system that's never talked about. It's called the primary water system. And that's the water that comes up from inside the earth, right? So anytime you visit a spring or you're near like a volcano or a waterfall or any of these places, that's where that water's coming from.
Or you drill a well in your yard.
Yeah, if you drill a well, you can hit a water vein, and people used to go out with dowsing rods, actually, back in the day, and they would find water all the time. They're like, just drill right here, it's right there. But, you know, there's water underneath us, and that's the thing. There's been scientists who've shown it that there's oceans under the ocean, right? So think about how much water that is. What they're doing is they're focusing our eyes at the water coming from the rain, right? They say once the rain runs out, we're not going to have any water. And it's all a bunch of nonsense so that they can tax things and then also manipulate prices. Because at the same time as the mega drought of last year, 1 year prior to that, they put water on the stock market, right? So they knew that they can manipulate the price before it happened. Just like we had 2023, we had the blizzard, for example, on the West Coast. And at the exact same time, natural gas prices went up 75%. So it's like when you see how things are related to another, you can see someone knows something.
Happened to be about potential and alleged mermaids or mermaid-like creatures that are at Area 51. Now, he sent me all this information because he knows that I love stuff like that. So I didn't really think much of it. And, you know, okay, that's probably like a story, something might be there. I believe it. I don't not believe it. I don't deny it, but I believe anything he tells me. Well, then a few days later, one of my friends on here, she's a creator. She does like spooky, scary, like story hour. And she happened to start talking.
Now, this giant doorway was allegedly found in the Middle East, and he also did find some kind of giant spear tip. And you know the crazy thing about this giant spear tip that he did find? It was lodged into the side of the door, as you can see as he gets closer and he puts it in there. Now, is this some kind of giant key to open this giant doorway? But you can obviously see that he was putting it in wrong. Or was it something that was thrown to this giant doorway, and where's the rest of the spear? Now, giant doorways like this have been found all over the world. So what does this prove? That there's still giants living to this day? Or could these be the gateways to the inner earth? Because there's way more to these giant doorways than just a natural rock formation. Because I do believe that a lot of these mythological creatures that at one time used to inhabit our realm couldn't have gone all extinct and are living somewhere else.
Yo, I'm a big fan of giant doorways and doors that, like, you know, you can't open, that are like secretly doors that are embedded into ancient sites, and you're like, bro, like, was this ever a door that actually opened and we just need to figure out how to pass through? Maybe that's all we need to do. We need to find that spearhead that like unlocks the door. But like, I can never find the keyhole. Where is it? Like in the Egyptian pyramids, like there's all those doors that are just like concreted in, and it's like, dude, why was there even a door here? Sorry, it's not a door if it's concreted. Sorry, I'm trying to figure it all out. And then when he first said like giant spearhead and you show like the door, you know, I'm like, bro, is this the giant spear? But no, I guess it was the thing that you're holding. Cool. Did you unlock the things and get through the door? Is this just a random rock formation? I'm just trying to figure it all out. As far as this guy, you didn't tell me anything. I'm like, yo, bro, he's about to show me the aquafarians. I'm about to learn about the mermaids. I learned nothing. Did you learn anything? Yes, primary water is a thing. Keep doing the things. I'll cultivate, elevate. We need this news out there. People are so worried about their water supply, and it's like, just do a little bit of research. There's primary water. Understand where you get your water. If you can't get your water in a bottle or through the tap, what are you gonna do? What, wait for it to rain and then like do a rain dance in order to like make the rain come, and then like boil the water and then do the things and drink the water and then like use that water? Like, how much rain do you think you can collect? Now your entire yard is just full of rain barrels to collect the rain. Come on now. Some people can have pots and pans everywhere. Sorry.
Something very bizarre and unidentified showed up on the Doppler radar here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, I hadn't seen this video, so one of my followers sent it to me because she wanted to get my take on what I thought it was. So me being me, jumped down the rabbit hole and did some research. And in this video, you'll see an anomaly, an unidentified something, show up on the radar out of nowhere, go completely against the storm system that was going on, and had movements that are not typical to a storm system. So I watched this video. I want y'all to watch this because there have been some really weird and unexplained things happening in Vegas all December. Like the fact that we were told there would be no rain and clear skies for the whole month. We've had zero visibility and rain almost all month. That's not suspicious. And throughout the nighttime, if you go outside, you can almost hear metal crunching in the air. Now that's a story and a video for another time, but I want you to watch this video because, well, take a look. As you can see in the video, Doppler radar was doing what it does, and it was just monitoring and tracking everything. Precipitation, everything was looking correct as to what the weather was predicted. And then all of a sudden, that thing, out of nowhere, just shows up. Here's it zoomed in a bit to take a closer look. It wasn't connected to the storm or tied to the sweeps at all. And it wasn't moving with the surrounding returns. It literally was not acting like weather has ever acted, especially with it just showing up out of nowhere. I'm not here to convince you it was or wasn't something. I think I know what it was, but what do you think it was? Whatever it was unexplained and out of nowhere.
So what is this place? Is it like the back rooms? Because there's a lot of people in the comments that they say that they've been here in their dreams. And there's hundreds of these comments that people say that they have dreamt of this place. And as you can see, here's just a few of them like that. You can read them for yourself. Now, I've read a lot of stories, and even from scientists that do say that when we're dreaming, we are in a different realm or even possibly even a different dimension. Now, could this even be a different reality? That's why some of these dreams are so vivid and seem so real. And who's actually recording and documenting all these dreams? Is this some type of social experiment? And if any of you have dreamt of these places, I'm just very curious to know. Because what are these cloud cities and why do they always look empty? And really, if these are dreams, what are they trying to say?
This man just convinced me that superpowers are actually real. Watch this, y'all.
Notice the environment before we start. Pay attention, ready? It's just me. I don't work for Marvel. I don't got no team or you feel me? It's me in my backyard. It's time to accept the truth, bro. It's only gonna wait. You feel me? This is notice the environment.
This is where it gets wild.
Now notice me in the environment.
Things start moving, the energy shifts.
You see that? Notice the environment.
This is insane. Stay weird, y'all.
I am completely biased. As you guys know, Jesus is a friend of Q and I from the React files, and Jesus has an entire students that like he teaches to as well. This is a true psychic ability that he has mastered. Hey, he won that psychic game that we were watching in our live stream. At the end, he was the winner of moving the aluminum foil on the table with his hands. It was wild, or with the power of air. Regardless, yeah, I'm glad more people are waking up to this, and hopefully if I ever get another opportunity to see Jesus or like do another thing with him, we're gonna get you more content, because it'd be cool if we can find more Jesuses in our life that can unlock their powers, and like boom, we figure it out, and it's just like, hey, this is power we always had, we just need to figure out how to use it. Never been to this place. It definitely looks like a Truman Show, Uncanny Valley type like neighborhood, and then like the space elevator in the middle. But I'm like, I've also never been to Mall World, but just because I haven't been there doesn't mean these places don't exist in the Dreamland. Hey, have you been there in Dreamland? What's it like? What do you do? Are you alone? Are there others? If you find others, what do they look like? Do they look like you? I have no idea like what this person, like, definitely unexplained to me, but I also feel like it's unexplained to him too. Like I feel like he explained nothing, and I have no idea what the thing in the radar was or wasn't. Is there someone that actually like does this for a living? Do you know? Is this normal? Is this like something that happens? Did a UAP go through a portal and that's why we see the things? Like, what's actually happening here? It's like, nah, they were just launching a missile on the other side, and that's why I did the thing. I don't know.
Okay, they're evacuating Kansas City Airport. We were at the gate. They just told us everybody has to leave. Yeah. Going to...
Dr. Davis, you should push back if you think traversable wormholes that biological material can go through is a real feasible thing.
You mean biological materials going through a wormhole?
Yeah.
I don't see anything that prevents it.
Okay.
So you're going to create a wormhole on demand to get where you need to go?
You should be able to. That's what my research showed. There's nothing that I would think that could stop you other than that G over C to the fourth power issue. That really gets inverted when you put it over to the curvature side of the equation.
All right.
Then the properties of the matter, it's going to be C to the fourth over G. So it's going to be a gigantic number multiplying the curvature of space-time that matter source creates.
So walk me through, how do I get to Alpha Centauri by engineering a traversable wormhole?
Well, you're going to create the mouth or the throat. Well, that's a good point, because even Kip Thorne couldn't describe it. But the best idea is
And this is thorns I did not mind, and I don't endorse it. You create a mouth right at your departure point in space, and you're going to need another spaceship to carry the throat to the destination point. And that's what Kip Thorne came up with. I'm thinking when you're creating the throat, that's where all the physics occurs anyway. It's not at the mouth, the exit entrance mouth, it's in the throat. So when you're creating that throat, that should automatically do the connection, the hyperspace tunnel connection between 2 points, 2 distant points, Earth and Sirius, or our star Sol and Sirius as examples, or Earth and Alpha Centauri, one of the planets over there. I just know that it does not give you a recipe for navigating, for being able to target your destination. There are no navigational control laws built into general relativity. All you could do is build the wormhole, and you could do the studies of a geodesic that goes through it, representing either a photon or a piece of matter, and you can represent that. It's going to come out the other side. But how you aim it and navigate to another star using it, that's not in general relativity. You can't pull that out. You can't pull that information out unless there's more work that needs to be done that nobody has thought of doing.
Yeah, so this is absolutely terrifying. So this photo was uploaded of a 100-year-old renovated house. It's located outside of the original Woodstock location in New York State. One of the contractors were sitting on the porch and somebody snapped a photo. And then they realized after the photo was developed, because this was in like 2006, that there's something else in this photo. What looks like a woman with some sort of hat on and a extremely large mouth is seen in the photo. Now, people try to play this off as double exposure, but what on earth is going on with her mouth? It looks like her jaw is just gone and it's just teeth. Now, it is a very common thing in the paranormal community where you know that if you renovate an old house, you could stir up some paranormal activity. And I think that's exactly what happened here, but it makes you wonder what happened with this. I've seen a lot of ghost photos and videos, and it is a reoccurring thing to see a spirit that looks like they did when they passed, if that makes sense. But what do you guys think? You think this is double exposure, or do you think this is a spirit? Let me know.
What's up? I'm sorry. I just watched Scream 7. No, Scream 7? Scary movie as well. I've seen all the movies, so I'm like, it's still fresh in my head. It's Ghostface, like, that's what I see. And, like, she's like, it's a woman wearing a hat. I'm like, all right, it could be. R.I.P. if it is. And then, like, if this happened because of renovations, it sounds like you released the thing. So, hey, are things happening around you? You probably need some blessings. If not, hey, cleanse the area just in case. I hope everything's okay. But it's like, yeah, I definitely got, like, everything's fine. Like, I think they were given a big, like, thank you as they were leaving. No idea if I learned anything about wormholes, but it sounds like this guy says it can be done. The other guy's like, maybe not. And I'm kind of like, hey, till it can be proven and, like, we go through them and things happen, I'm going with, like, I'm still in the best timeline, and I'm probably not going to be able to figure out if we go through the wormholes or not. Now I'm like, hey, are those doors that we were talking about earlier, are they like just wormholes that we just need to figure out how to make them permissible, and then we go to the barrier and then boom, we're in the Alpha Centauri. Sorry. And then he started talking about like the throat, the mouth, and urine. Sorry. Oh boy. Uranus indeed. Hey, is everything okay in Kansas? This just came out like a few minutes ago. From initial review, very little comments. Is there a threat or something that happened? Is this going to happen more and more? Is this a one-off thing? Is this... Anyone know? Now, probably by the time you watch this, it's been like at least a day or two. Or a day. Hopefully. Regardless, did you guys... Did anything come out of this? I'm scared. We know we had that lady that told about the premonitions and stuff. Regardless, guess what? You made it to the end. Hey, I'm going to be stuck here smiling. You already know you get the choice of watching more Teddy videos. But before you go, just want to tell you that I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for being you. This is our best timeline, and we're going to make everything happen. Listen, there should be videos on the screen right now. Click on either one of them to continue that goon fix. The one in the middle, you can subscribe. I will see you guys next time. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Wake up.